Hey, welcome back, folks. This is Reginald Adams here in the RCA studios. We're here in Houston, Texas, planet Earth, really just doing our thing, spreading some COVID creativity as we really face the challenges that the entire planet Earth is being confronted with right now with COVID-19, coronavirus, aka that Rona, sweeping the world. And we've been lucky to continue working during this phase. Right now, we're in the production of a very beautiful, very important mosaic mural for the University of Houston Graduate College of Social Work. So huge shout out to Dean Alan Detlef and his staff for everything they're doing right now. The Graduate College of Social Work, they are pumping out the social workers, the therapists, the caretakers, really the folks that are on the front lines of the pandemic, dealing with the social justice issues that confront this situation. And we're taking a creative approach by developing a mural for the college that happened actually before all of this took place, but the timing couldn't be better. The alignment between the purpose and the intention of this artwork and the mission of the college is in perfect alignment to what's going on right now, really not only Houston, Texas, but around the world. So I have an amazing team of artists that I get to come and see every day while we bring this beautiful work to life. And I want to start introductions with my man immediately to my right.
I'm KD.
Bimbo, I don't know what Samson.
Matthew John Baptiste.
Joshua Bennett.
And so we have been working since February the 2nd, 2020 on this mosaic. We are officially 50% complete. When the coronavirus kind of hit the main airways here in Houston, there was questions around what are we going to do? How do we deal with this? There's all these unknowns. People are panicking. People are fearful. People are told not to leave their houses. They can't go to work. Kids can't go to school. And so we've been touching on this day by day as to how it affects us. And something that we all committed to is that we would continue creating. We continue working on this project. And so the dominating question that we've been playing around with is really looking at the silver lining in this cloud. There's a tremendous amount of fear right now. People just don't know what's happening, don't know when they're going to be able to get back to their norm. I think we're going to see new norms. So we're going to have to just let go of some things that we had become used to. But at the same time, we have to remain, or we're choosing to remain positive. Mm-hmm. And that is an outlook. That's a perspective. So I asked the guys, what good has come out of this? Because I do believe spiritually, universally, that for there's polarity. And for everything that happens, there's those who benefit and those who suffer. There is good and there's bad in every situation. There will be people that will benefit from COVID-19 sweeping the world, as there are people suffering right now. So blessings and respect to all the folks that are in the hospital that are dealing with family members or dealing with it themselves, either illness or maybe a loss of life. So blessings to those folks. But at the same time, there will be those who benefit from this. And my question to the team today, this morning, was, what positives have you experienced or can you foresee coming out of COVID-19, aka that Rona?
I would say, for me personally, I think as artists, where we create, we innovate, and we inspire, right? So during this entire process,
familiar.
Does it?
I
think I got that from you. But as we continue to do this and publicize this work, my family is like, what are y'all doing? You know, I want to see the work. Let me see it. And they're at home. You know, we as artists have the benefit of being able to create right now. We have a beautiful contract, a beautiful project in play. And I'm just being in this moment, taking it and utilizing it in order to inspire everyone else to continue to live their life. And out of that, I get positivity. It's kind of like giving in a way, right? We give by leading by example. And everybody can see, okay, it's okay to continue to live my life and to do the things that I need to do in order to move forward through this detrimental period. to tune out of the news a little bit and not let it crowd all of your thoughts and just bind you into the house. I think that's the positivity that I'm getting out of this situation.
But you're in a unique space.
Right.
You're working. What do you say to the folks who can't be at work, who choose to not leave their home? I know your social life has probably been affected, but
Yeah, for sure.
you have a different perspective. What do you say to somebody in that situation?
I say sharpen your tools. Take care of some things that everyday life takes you away from. Your mental, make sure your spirit is on point, because right now this is spiritual warfare. I think that you should just really find yourself and get to your center. Be able to move through periods like this, because as human beings on this planet, we're going to go through ups and downs. We're just not so used to them. Okay, in this generation, this is one we're getting whammed with. Are you going to be a person that succumbs to the situation, or are you going to step up and do what you have to do to move forward and to make progression?
To overcome.
So I suggest you really tighten up.
And then I ask, okay, so that sounds more personal, right? Like the individual, what does the individual do? What good do you see coming out of this for society? Or do you see any good?
Oh man, we won't be able to hug anymore.
That's not good. I like hugging.
I know, but people aren't gonna want to hug for a long time.
But that's not good. I'm looking for some good stuff, man. I mean, really, like we know that there's going to be these changes, and I guess some could argue, not hugging is good. I don't know, but I want social contact with people. I want to return to that.
Well, I was talking about the things we're gonna lose. So
we might lose.
We might lose. Well, it may come back around. But.
Well, I mean, so then I'm going to go back to the question:
Okay.
What good do you see, or do you see any good societal-wise coming out of COVID-19?
Do you want? Okay.
Go ahead, Samson.
Okay. I'll take this from my personal point of view. Well, the theory or the philosophy of the fact that whatever happens to you, it is how you respond to it that actually matters.
Your reaction.
Your reaction to it. That's what will determine what you're going to come out with or who you're going to come out being. So this is going to change a lot of things because it's already changed the narrative of relationship. It's already changed the narrative of personal hygiene. It's already changed the narrative of
personal hygiene. So you think society hygiene will be cleaner?
You got to be responsible to live. You gotta live. So you have to do everything. If you don't like, sometimes some people are just personally nonchalant about some things. But now, man, you gotta live. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta wash your plates. You gotta wash everything.
Do you think you're gonna be more selective of the way restaurants, so when things open back up, at some point, who knows when, I think things are going to open back up and we'll be back to some normal. Will you be more selective of the cleanliness of restaurants?
Most definitely. You wouldn't. Nobody wants to stand for anything like just look like it. You take off. You're gonna take off. So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So it makes everybody come up. Raise up their standard, just like Katie said. So, but for me, the good that I found in this is that it helped me to kind of zero in on the most important thing, the core things, that is important to my life.
What are
the
your
relationship?
core values?
The relationship. First, like he said, the spiritual awareness, my relationship with God, knowing how valuable that relationship is right now, because we're fighting a spiritual warfare. We don't even see what we're fighting. We don't even know what's going on. We don't even understand what's happening right now. Bioweapon, different philosophies, different ideologies. We don't know, but what we know is that right now, everybody got to be much more religious. If that's spiritual, I think that's the word. Spiritual is the word.
Yeah, you find you some religion.
That would be more spiritual this time around, knowing that it's only divinity that can actually save humanity. So for me that's my focus, and much more than that, it also makes me to kind of value much more my family. So I have my family in Africa. But despite the distance, now everybody's going more virtual. So yeah, I mean, like this morning I slept around 3 a.m. Why? Because I wanted to be there, have the quiet time with them. That's our devotion. I wish we actually did, So it was like I'm just there. I had devotion with my family before sleeping and coming, and then also make me to understand the value of my creative space, the value of my creative giftings and privilege that I have, and of course the value of my creative association. Right now, in this environment, I blossom. Why? Because this is what I'm made to do. You understand? To create. I mean, like not to leave the earth the same way we found it, and that's what we have as privilege as artists, and that's my focus and that's my mindset right now. And of course, it limits where we go to, where I go to. I choose where I go to, and I found out that you don't really have to be everywhere. You don't really have to be everywhere.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are realizing
you don't necessarily have to be everywhere.
Right. There's people realizing that we spend a lot of time away from our homes because we're running from our homes.
Yeah, we keep running around. You think I have to see you face to face for you to know that I love you. No, man. Yeah. You could actually,
Text message.
Yeah, you could actually put more emotion to what you're doing, even though I can't see you face to face, and actually, pass the same message. Mm-hmm. And those are the things I get. And I was talking to my pastor this morning. I said to her that this time around, one of the things that this makes me to also see is to see my work as ministry. I will tell you why.
Your creative work.
As ministry, because ministry is you impacting, other people.
Inspiring others.
Other people. That's ministry. So, I said to her, God bless the people that decided there's going to be mobility, there's going to be vehicles, the Wright brothers that decided, okay, we want to fly. Yeah. If God has, so they did ministry doing that work that they did. So we're doing ministry doing this work that we're doing. For instance, I want to, COVID-19, the greatest fear is the fear of death, right? But we'll keep doing this, right? So if there's going to be death, for instance, but I'm not expecting death though, but if there's going to be death, I want to die
doing what you love.
Not just what I love, doing what I'm meant to do.
Right. Yeah.
I want to die in the line of duty.
That's beautiful, man. And I think it's a good connector to, we were talking about how do we channel this moment into how do we document this moment? And the topic of, or the idea of the positiveness coming from this situation was really to inspire a new public art project that we're going to develop, that we want the public to help us design through your own feedback, because we are seeing these positives so that we don't allow the fear factor to overwhelm us. But we're also interested to hear from the people that are going to see this, what positives have happened in your own life? Like, what's changed in your house? What's changed in your routine that you may actually continue on as a result of this happening? And so, shooting to you, Josh, what goods come out of this for you?
Well, it's first of all, the work, us being able to work and create is very fulfilling for me, because it's a confirmation once again that I am where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to do. So that's why I feel like there really hasn't been a bump or a hiccup, because of what we're doing, And then I think there's a lot of positive that's going to come from COVID-19. We're all looking at and appreciating people who do jobs that weren't as appreciated. Grocery store workers, they have a valid argument now to have a living wage.
Right.
Because if
they're on the front line.
Right. And if everything doesn't fall into place like it should, then you have conflict, worries, troubles.
Yeah. You're talking about essential workers.
Essential. I
The
mean,
folks
like,
keeping
yeah,
the
like,
grocery stores open right now.
the janitor that cleans the bathroom, you know, I mean, if you go to a clean bathroom,
They
you
should
should
be paid
give him
more.
respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like these
No
are
doubt.
the people that will in
Be
the end,
sanitizing our
right,
society.
protect us and feed us. And
sure they
teachers,
could do
teachers. I can't believe that teachers don't make six figures starting at kindergarten. You know, I mean, like that baffles me. I mean,
I know these parents at home are gonna be like, look, teachers,
real.
respect.
for real.
Because I know the parents who are homeschooling that aren't prepared to, it's a reality check of what you're dealing with your kids. Imagine dealing with 25 kids
That's not yours.
that aren't yours.
Right.
That are talking shit to you. That may have behavioral issues or mental challenges, and so yeah, I think this will give us a newfound respect. Certainly does for me, of those folks who are on the front lines that we look down upon sometimes because they're low-waged workers.
Oh, you're a sacker or a stalker, or you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
you clean, you're a janitor, you
Right,
clean up. Or you pick up the trash. My trash got picked up.
Or you're a cook.
Like clockwork.
or you're a cook, or you're a delivery driver, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like all these things. Like imagine how scary, how much more scary it would be if those things weren't still rolling, right? Like it'd be chaos. It'd be anarchy. Like that's when you'd have to worry about the nuts with the guns coming out of their house, looking to come take your shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think another thing is, you know, there's going to be the sanitary people. I think are going to be more conscious about washing their hands and covering their mouths. And then there's one more thing that I thought about is the stigma and the stereotype of when you feel bad about calling into work and going to work and getting everybody else sick. You know, I think that's gonna change, right? Like,
yeah, people
'cause,
gonna be
they're
like, you cough at work now? People are like, you take your ass home.
right? I mean, because they said like, they're like already like considering like to take your temperature to go eat in California once they reopen, and like how long is that gonna last? 'Cause
Restaurants are gonna
Right.
require your temperature to be checked?
Yeah,
Wow.
and the waiter. So I mean, like, you know, once things are implemented, they usually don't
Go back.
go back. No, I mean the change is the change. So I mean,
It's
we're
the new norm.
right. We're still in the cause right now. We haven't even felt the effects, other than seeing numbers on the TV of sick and dead. Like economic, social, all those effects are yet to be seen and felt. Like we're all just like being hypothetical right now, but the reality will soon set in. Because I mean, there's some places, like I think Harvard said 2022 is what they say when we can relax. And
Yeah,
that's if
I think
there's
it's
not
hard to
another
even
outbreak.
hear.
2022.
Yeah, I think it's hard to even listen to a number of when things will go back to normal because no one knows. And you know, Samson, you made a great point. We're fighting a war that we can't even see. Right. So, Matthew, what's good? What's good? What's COVID positive?
Man, it's I can definitely say like me personally with this whole situation that's going on, I want to say the good about this whole situation is that there is a stop right now where we needed that debrief moment, but because the way America is running, you can't stop. So I think COVID-19 kind of make everybody take a normal. Yeah, COVID-19 make everybody kind of take a normal.
Yeah, pump the
stop.
brakes.
Yeah, I think if we were to do this maybe once a year, maybe a 2 weeks.
What?
Everybody kind of lay back like this, you know, to debrief and
Man.
because
Tell that to the person who can't feed their family. Right?
I mean, now imagine with the whole climate change we were dealing with, and I think now you kind of see this kind of slow down because of, you know, less people are outside, you know, less trash, and they see like the ocean kind of like less getting polluted and stuff.
The earth is definitely healing right now. The earth is like, good, y'all stay y'all asses at home so that the air can clear up.
Fantastic
And
photographs.
places where they're, you know, for decades the skies have been polluted are now clear. Places where water, you couldn't even see the bottom.
Yeah.
Up until now, you can see clear.
Me personally, I can definitely say this is the good coming out of this for me because over like a decade, my work been embodies like climate change, you know,
Environmental
issues, and then seeing the way the earth is healing itself right now. To me, it's sad because some people, you know, had to go or still going, leaving Earth for this change to happen. But at the same time, whoever survived this, you're gonna have a better environment. And I think, you know, if we just dedicate like maybe I don't know, we're gonna have to just figure it out. Just make this be like priority. Maybe like every 3 years or every 5 years. You know, you see, we're all shut down for a month or something. That would be
for the planet,
for the entire planet, and I think that would help a lot. With
That would be
society.
crazy.
That would be crazy, man. That would be crazy.
And then
Yo,
me-
everybody stop.
and
But
then-
you would, I mean, I think you could maybe pull that off because people knew it's coming. When you don't know something's coming and you can't prepare for it, that's hard.
yeah, but
No
I think,
one saw this coming.
I think this should be an example to show how we do things better. You see what I'm saying? COVID-19, like, you know, forced us to sit down. I think now,
Give the earth a break.
yeah, I think now as human we should know. Hey, I think the good out of this is making sure the earth breathe a little bit, like maybe once a year or maybe twice a year.
So what does that look like in a work of art? Right? Because the purpose of our conversation is really to take this dialogue to convert it into a visual narrative. What does that look like? And an example of that look like in a work of art?
to me, like, as far as like, you know, as an artist, like when you say put this in a work of art, I see more greenery. I see beauty.
Celebrate nature.
I see the nature getting richer. I see more animals getting healthier. I see more trees are getting healthier, and I see, like, you know, even humans' health getting better, because the minute you have a clean environment, you're gonna have better. The plantation's gonna get better.
A better
and
quality of life for
better
everybody.
quality of life. Food, you're gonna have, like, you know, natural food and stuff. And I think as humans, that's what we need. We need better fuel, like, you know, to actually put in our bodies. So all that, them diseases you're seeing, like cancers and all that, I think if we're willing to give ourselves a break and focus on Earth, we can actually last longer and more resourceful and heal our own self.
So what does that look like through artwork for you, Samson?
Well, just as I said before, the artwork is a platform for us to speak out, to put our voice. That is our voice, actually. That is our voice. Well, I'll say this, so you guys will say spiritual. Well, there's a part of the scripture that says that I will give to you a mouth and a wisdom. For me, this is our mouth and this is our wisdom, to be able to say what we want to say. To be able, you understand what I'm saying? No, I'm serious. I'm really serious about this. Seriously, you know, to really say what we want to say, because when we conceptualize, when we think about it, when we think in colors, we think in visuals. But whatsoever we say, whatsoever we comment, is read by the people that enjoys the work and the message the work carries. So I think much more creatives now should think more deeper, just much beyond the aesthetics narrative, beyond decorative narrative, to much more purposeful, message delivery, So that's the way that's what I think should influence arts and creatives too.
KD, what is your positive outlook on this COVID-19 situation look like in art?
Well, when Matthew was speaking, he just reminded me of, the things that we already should know as humans, like how to be good stewards of our bodies and our environment. And I'm thinking, how long will people hold on to the impacts of what we're going through now? Like, once it passes over, how
Do we
long
forget
will it take
for
people
humans to get back to
Exactly.
out of sight, out of mind?
So create art that reminds people, you know, that keeps them on track, that shows them, hey, this is what happened then. Don't go back to that. It's a better way to live. Anyway, you don't have to be reminded to take care of your body that you've been gifted with. We have beautiful scientific biological creations that we house, that we're inside of, you know. So a disease shouldn't remind you to have to take care of that. What's wrong is that we get born into systems that make us feel like it's okay to do the things that we
Misuse
do,
and
to
abuse.
misuse and abuse
Yeah.
our bodies. But this is something that shocks our brain. So how do we take hold of what we're realizing now, our realizations, and put that into art and remind people constantly, hey, this is what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what art. That's what
And I
it
think I
looks like.
kind of like this because, you know, even me right now, my goal in the whole coming up 2021, and, you know, I'm going to even bring the energy amongst the team too. This whole COVID-19 my environmental work gonna be more broader. I'm gonna try to bring it to a bigger platform and creating more pieces and stuff. And after this whole storm and stuff, my goal is to actually put this conversation we're having in a form of work of art.
Nice.
And to actually, because sometimes they always say when you say it and when you preach it and you show it in a better picture, it shows people like a clearer information and stuff. So my goal is to actually like show what we're saying right now in work of art.
Let it manifest.
Definitely. So basically, like, you know, the goal is gonna be that, and on top of that too, I want to give a big shout out to all the nurses, doctors, and
Man, you better shout out to your wife.
shout out to Crystal, social workers, and grocery stalkers and everything. So these guys are like, they're waking up every day, and even though they have to wear a mask to go make sure, like, you know, people still get what they need for all of this, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to see the way they're not even, they scared, they fear for their life, but at the same time, they know we have to keep this going. And I think the globe right now is running on one wheel, and I think these guys are the one who keeping the world going where it's going right now. And I want to give a big thank you to you guys. Keep doing what you do, and love and peace.
And that's real. Huge shout out to all the folks, all the essential workers. And those folks know who they are because they're the ones working. We talked about, you know, what does this look like in art? And my career has been dedicated to putting the public in public art. From what we're doing right now, working on this mural for the Graduate College of Social Work, to the inspiration that COVID-19 has put into a new project that we're hoping to bring to you. We're looking for your voice. We want to have your experiences help influence the design for this new mural. This mural will document this particular moment in time, but in a positive way, because I know Houstonians are very resilient people. Anytime we're faced with a natural disaster, the community comes together, and I believe that this is no different. And so we are looking for your inputs on how has this COVID-19 experience positively affected you or your community, so that we can then take that feedback and pour it into our creativity so that we can paint a clear picture, a more hopeful picture of how the arts can impact our communities. So with that said, I want to thank the team for their creativity, and thank you all for watching. This is Reginald Adams from the RCA Studios in Houston, Texas, downtown Planet Earth, wishing you peace, love, stay sanitized, and we're out.
Peace out.
Peace.